The city of Cape Town has deployed disaster response teams to 12 areas as heavy rains lash the Cape Peninsula. Worst affected areas include Eightgate and Pinetown in the Strand, where 480 people have had to be moved to the local community hall. Disaster risk management teams remain on high alert. The city of Cape Town has urged motorists to exercise caution on the wet roads. The South African Weather Service predicts the rainfall that started yesterday will clear by tomorrow. Disaster risk management spokesperson Wilfred Solomon's Johannes.
The lashing rain and strong winds are affecting the free flow of traffic across the Cape Peninsula, and we appeal to motorists to exercise caution by ensuring the headlights are switched on to allow for safe following distance, and to drive slowly through puddles or where there are stagnant water, as it could result in accidents occurring.
Several boxes of unopened medicines have been found dumped in Mthatha. Eastern Cape Police say the boxes were found near a forest in the Mvezo locality. It's uncertain which hospital they were destined for or what the value is. Police have asked the Provincial Health Department to assist them. One person has been airlifted to hospital after a shootout between police and suspected criminals in Randburg. A section of Malibongwe Drive near Witkoppen Road has been closed. AR24 spokesperson Vanessa Jackson says the wounded person has been taken to the Charlotte Maxeke Hospital.
We have closed Malibongwe Drive between Witkoppen and Cosmo City. There was an incident earlier where a vehicle rolled and caught a light and landed in a ditch. We airlifted one patient with quite severe injuries to Charlotte Maxeke Hospital, and the remaining patients were transported privately from the scene. At this stage, we unfortunately can't give many details as it's still under police investigation as to what exactly took place.
Police Minister Nathi Mthethwa has withdrawn as keynote speaker for his Nelson Mandela lecture because of poor attendance at the Walter Sisulu University in Mthatha. When the minister arrived, there were no students at the university's auditorium. He then travelled to a childcare centre where he handed out blankets and food parcels.
But one thing I want to leave with you here as we go is that he lived the true life of a revolutionary from the beginning till the end. That any revolutionary and would be revolutionaries and aspirant revolutionaries would know that whatever task you are given, you are best at that task. If you can't be the best in whatever you are doing, in your studies, in your dreams, in your plans and everything else, if you can't be the best, at least be amongst the best.
Moving further afield, at least 9 people have been killed, including several children, in a suicide bomb attack in northwest Pakistan. The bomber drove a vehicle packed with explosives to the entrance of a compound of a former Taliban commander in Kuram, close to the border with Afghanistan. Here's the BBC's Alim Makbul.
Officials say dozens of militants had been gathered at the compound when the explosion happened. The militants were loyal to a local commander, Mullah Nabi, who'd recently broken away from the Pakistani Taliban and who's now considered pro-government. Taliban attacks against militia who are considered enemies are commonplace, and there's often the complaint from pro-government clans that they're not given the resources they need to protect themselves. But the changing of allegiance and vying for influence is also indicative of militia in the tribal areas, and the Pakistani Taliban remains a fragile coalition, to some extent kept together through the fear of attacks against groups that break away.
Recapping the top story, the city of Cape Town has deployed disaster response teams to 12 areas as heavy rains lash the Cape Peninsula.